Hello everyone, the name is Eric Dorn. Today we're exploring the topic of how to become intelligent. Can you become gifted, and how do you become gifted? And what I've found is, it seems that the state that is giftedness, right? This spectrum, which covers a wide range of skills and abilities and cognitive capacities, seems almost inseparable from the state that we talk about when we talk about being conscious. And so what does it mean to be conscious? If we separate being conscious from being woke, right? Well, being conscious just means paying attention. It's noticing things around you, noticing people, seeing what's happening, understanding what's going on at your workplace or in your room or in your environment or in your head, right? Paying attention to your thoughts, to everything that's happening around you. This state of consciousness goes deeper than that, though. It's also like being and recognizing where things come from, why you have these thoughts, why you have these experiences, why people do the things that they do. And being able to, like a train conductor, be able to reorganize the tracks and to be able to make choices and make priorities and make decisions that will put you in the right direction. And so when you look at giftedness, what you're seeing is basically a person who is gifted seems to be more intense. And what do we mean with more intense? Well, it seems to mean more conscious, more passionate, more enthusiastic about things, more energy. So typically gifted people seem to exert more energy into the tasks that they do. They seem to put in more enjoyment into what they do. They seem to have a higher level of enthusiasm. Sure, maybe not for the mainstream school system, but for things that they do in general, right? So when we look at them engage with tasks that they enjoy and that they chose for themselves, we see them put in a lot more energy and a lot more effort than what we see in people or in kids that aren't gifted yet, right? That haven't been able to facilitate the state yet, right? Becoming more intelligent seems to be aligned with becoming more conscious. And so if you want to become more intelligent, skip the brain training games, skip all the, trivia, questionnaires and all things like that, right? Don't force yourself to sit and do boring apps and brain training repetition games, right? Make yourself have fun, because to become conscious, you need to engage in and facilitate a constant state of play, because your brain learns from having fun and your brain learns from positive experiences, right? So the more you can do positive things that you enjoy, which generate a good and positive result, the more you're going to keep doing something, because your brain is going to say, hey, that's great, keep doing that, that's awesome. Let's learn and figure out how to do it even better. Let's improve. Let's see if we can get an even higher result, right? And so those things correlate with an increase in brain activity and energy and motivation and all those things, right? However, consistently doing things that you don't enjoy and consistently putting in effort and stress at tasks that don't give any positive payoff or result, that's going to lead to a mental decline, right? So when you see that you're constantly putting in effort but getting no result, your brain is going to tell you, stop doing that. That's not good. That's not working out, right? So that's what cognition is. Cognition exists to facilitate learning and attention and to regulate information and what we do and what we don't do and to tell us what we are going to do in the future, right? So it helps us process all the things that happen around us and all the things that we do, and then it goes around and analyzes all those things and it tells us, keep doing that, don't do that, do more of that, do less of that, right? And so when we're thinking of like what it means to be conscious, we're thinking of, well, what do conscious people look like? Well, one thing we can see is when we study conscious people or high people, people that are in a state of flow, people that are extremely productive, people that have an extreme amount of energy and enthusiasm and things like that, right? What seems to be going on in these people is they seem to enjoy everything that they do. And they seem to take amusement in every situation, with every person they talk to. They seem something fascinating in everyone. If most people, think, oh, I'm conscious and I'm intelligent and everyone else is stupid and simple, that's not what being gifted really is, right? Being conscious means seeing the intelligence and the power and the capacity and potential of every person you speak to. So when you're gifted and when you're mentally alert, people become more intelligent, not less. So every single person you talk to and meet and engage with is going to have something interesting for you to learn, right? So it's the result of simply being more alert and paying more attention, right? Because when we have expectations and limited beliefs and assumptions, and when we have this script that we go into every situation with, everything becomes boring and repetitive and we learn nothing from it, right? But when we go in with very open and big script and very complex scripts, and we see and we pay attention to a lot of nuance, we see suddenly everything and everyone we meet becomes fascinating, right? And so that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to increase your openness to experience, right? That's this trait that is the most connected with intelligence and with giftedness. It's that ability to let go of previous conceptions and beliefs and assumptions, and to update your brain with new information. Whenever you see new possibilities, new results, new capacities, you should go, that's interesting. Why is that happening? You know, and whenever you feel the impulse to, say, oh, that person must be stupid, or that must be wrong, that's an idiot, or like that's not working out, that's your lack of openness showing, right? Because most of us have things that we have judgments about, things that we think are bad, things that we don't think or like, or so on, right? So when we have this tendency to judge things, like this process of judgment stops the process of the brain, which generates new information. And now the truth is, most people will probably experience moments of flow and moments of high when they're like so mentally aware and so on the point and so in the zone, that they become momentarily like a super genius, right? Because when we're in the state of flow, we're like super geniuses, and like that's what's happening, right? We're at an above average capacity. We're doing something in a way we've never done before. We're learning faster, we're more sharp, we're more alert, right? But a lot of us fall out of it, right? So for most people, this is a very temporary and short state, and it can be triggered in very specific situations, often in tasks that you're really good at and you practice for a long time, and often, when you're at, a positive mental state and emotional health, right? So negative traumas, bad experiences, struggles, stressors, anxieties, worries, fears, all those things lead to a decrease in flow, and with that as well, a decrease in energy and cognitive capacity, right? Because it becomes hard to think of new ideas when you're worried about what other people think around you. And it becomes difficult to listen to your own heart and what you feel is right when you're still wrestling with bad things that happened to you in the past, and things that you're still struggling on, and things that you're still stuck on. And the process of overcoming these things is not an easy process, and it's a process that can take a lot of time. But you're going to find that consistently, by showing yourself positive experiences and supporting yourself and growing yourself and nurturing yourself, you're going to find that that's going to get easier and easier. And so like the main tip that I would like to give everyone that wants to become more conscious is, stop looking at yourself as a diamond to polish, right? You're not a diamond covered in rock, and you don't need to cut away parts of yourself in order to, uncover the diamond, to uncover your potential. You don't need to discipline yourself, be harsh to yourself, be critical or negative about yourself, and to constantly tell yourself what you're doing wrong. You need to tell yourself what you're doing right. So you need to think of yourself as a plant, and you're going to think about what you need in order to grow that plant to a big, marvelous tree, right? So here, what you're looking at is really, what are my motivators? What things give me energy? What things make me happy? What things push me in a positive direction? And if you don't know, you're going to have to find out through trial and error. Just push yourself into new situations that you've never been in before, and reflect on how they made you feel, right? And try out different actions and see how they make you feel too, right? And focus more, pay more attention to the positive things that you have, the positive experiences, right? Because they guide you in the positive direction. Negative advice and critical thinking can play a role for sure, but it can only discourage bad behaviors and things you don't want to do. And if you take that voice too hard, it's going to stop you from doing anything, right? So if you're too critical and if you're too hard on yourself, you're going to find that you're going to be consistently, slowly breaking yourself down, right? So like this process of consistently working on yourself, pushing yourself and telling yourself you need to do more, you need to be better, you need to be stronger, faster, smarter, like that voice is going to make you dumber, less energetic, less happy, less engaged. Like it's going to consistently make you feel less happy, right? But the voice in you that makes you engaged, enthusiastic, I want to do more of that. I want to experience this. I want to go and talk to those people. I want to learn about this. I want to figure this out. That's the voice that's going to get you towards a higher state of learning and enthusiasm and energy and positive capacity, right? Because long term, that's going to lead to mental growth, and it's going to show you a direction of where you need to go. Critical thinking tells you where not to go, and optimism tells you where to go, right? So recognize what those two voices do, and best of luck on your journey to becoming more intelligent and becoming more conscious.